Today I'm going to be doing a review of the Uniwigs Amber Silk Hair Topper. This is an item I've owned for about 18 months now. I received it, tried it on, hated it, put it away in a box, didn't take it out, and then rediscovered it this past summer. And I started wearing it, I think in October, on and off. So I've been wearing this product on and off now for a good, gosh, I can't do math, 5 months. I wear it most days. I wear it every day to work, and I wear it a lot on my off days too. So I'm going to talk a little bit about just the product briefly first, and then I'll get into my opinions about the product and why I wear it, etc. So I've got some notes here to refer to because I'm going to forget everything. This is the Amber Silk Topper. If I can come in here and show you. This is my first ever YouTube review. I don't usually film myself. I don't even know where to look. So hopefully we're going to get this in frame. So this is the, oh, is that going to focus? This is the base. This is the silk here, you can see. And then the inside here, you can see that there. There's 5 clips. Now I added this clip at the front. It comes with 4 clips. So this is the Amber Silk Topper. I ordered it in the length of 18 inches. So this is what 18 inches from Uniwigs looks like. Let's see what else. It is in the 150% density. Now, the standard Uniwigs density with all of their standard pieces is, gosh, what is it? 150. So I ordered a 20% additional density. I was panicking. It was my first time ever ordering any kind of hairpiece, and I worried it was going to be too thin. So if you order a piece that's 130, it might not necessarily be as thick as this. I don't have any frame of reference. This is the only, hairpiece topper-wise that I own. So yeah, 18 inches. And the most important thing is I ordered it in a custom color. And again, I'll talk about that. So that's that. On the inside, you've got your silk area here, which is for parting space. So you can part the topper anywhere within this area here. Like you could have a left part, a right part. And then this here is all wefting. So it's nice and stretchy, so it can fit your head. And again, it's got just the standard clips that you get on any topper. And I sewed in an extra clip right here. Or actually, no, I glued in, I apologize. I glued in a clip right here. It comes with a polyurethane, is that gonna focus? Oh, yep, a polyurethane strip, so that if you don't have a lot of hair at the front, you can use a wig glue or wig tape at the front. But I actually have hair at the front, so I just glued in with like Gorilla Glue gel an extra clip there. I'm gonna talk about a couple things in this review. The first thing I'm going to talk about briefly is why I decided to order a topper. If you're not interested in that and you just want to skip to the actual review itself, what I think about the product, would I buy it again, I'll put a timestamp below. You can just go check that out. But briefly, kind of a quick hair history. I've always had kind of terrible hair. And just genetically, both of my parents have lank, greasy, thin, fine, straight-ish hair. I was just genetically blessed on both sides. It's just been amazing. My hair is also extremely slow growing, and I know this because I dye my hair. In the past, I've used box dye on it, and I've used henna on it. My natural color is more of a dark auburn. And so what I tend to do with dyes is just bring out the vibrancy a lot. You can kind of see my roots here a little bit. But one of the things about having roots is it's really easy to figure out how much your hair is growing, right? Because you can, every 3 months or so, you can just get a tape measure, which is exactly what I do. I actually take a wound care tape measure from work. We have disposable tape measures that are super accurate. And I can just measure my root growth, and my hair grows 1/4 of an inch a month, and the standard growth rate for most people, quote unquote most people, is 1/2 inch. So all of these factors combined, right? You know, my hair being greasy and thin and just fine and slow growing has meant that I've really struggled to ever achieve long hair. And I've struggled to ever achieve thick hair. My hair's always been just, ugh. And what tends to happen as a result of that is I tend to grow it out to about here, right about here. And then I get so fed up with it because it's all different lengths and it's getting really mullety, and I've got my fringe here which is growing out, and there's like short bits up here at the back, and you know, it's just so tempting to go to the hairdresser and get it neatened out. But the problem is when your hair is growing out like this, the only way to neaten it out would be to cut it into like a pixie. And that's exactly what I do. I've had 3 pixie cuts now. And it's just been this culmination of just being completely frustrated and fed up with my hair and just going, you know what, sod it. I'm gonna go get it all cut off. And I've done this 3 times now. And I have this sort of weird selective amnesia where I forget that pixie cuts don't look good on me. They just don't. They look fantastic on a lot of people. They just don't suit my face shape. I've got kind of a wide face. Not to say that you can't have a pixie cut with a wide face, but just for me personally, short hair isn't a look that I like. But I've never had long hair because I've always been too impatient with my hair to just let it do its thing. So I got a pixie cut in 2017 and I've been growing it out ever since. And as you can see, you know, that was I got it in July of 2017. So it's been almost, you know, coming up on sort of 2.5 years now. In fact, yeah, I think it's been 2.5 years. And this is all I've got, right? And I watch all of these pixie grow out videos and everyone else, they're like, my 2-year mark, and their hair's like, you know, way down here. And my hair just grows so slowly. So I decided, you know, again, sod it. I'm gonna try and experiment with helper hair. And this is the first thing that I ordered. Now, when I first ordered it, it came in, let me just grab this for a minute. It came in a little box like this. Okay, it says Uniwigs. It did not come with like a wig detangler brush or I don't know. Just I feel like if you order a wig from Uniwigs, they send you a lot of extra goodies. This did not come with any of that. It was just the topper in here. It came very nicely packaged, but I put it on my head and it just looked awful. Now, hair products out of the box are kind of supposed to look awful. You know, you have to take them, you have to get them cut, you have to get them kind of customized a little bit. But even with that all being said, it just looked awful on me. I looked kind of eggheady. I don't know if it was the way it had been sitting in the box, but it just made me look like I had a giant wig on and it just looked so fake. I was really disappointed and I thought, well, you know, I've ordered a custom color. I can't take it back. So how about I sell it? And I put it in a box, put it in a closet, and was kind of going to get around to selling it at some point. And then finally this past summer, I decided that I was going to sell it. And I got it out and I put it on just to try it and I liked it. And so I've actually been wearing it almost every day. What I really like about it is it gives me so much confidence. I'm not somebody that has a lot of confidence. It's hard to have confidence when your hair looks like this, you know? I'm just gonna brush this out here a little bit for you. And as superficial and trivial as it sounds, I just think that nice hair can really help with your confidence. It's not the be all and end all, you know? I mean, there are some people out there who just seem to have like way too much time on their hands and all they ever do is like style their hair. That's not me. Ironically, one of the really great things about this is that it cuts styling time down to virtually 0, because you can have terrible hair, you clip this thing on top and it looks perfect. So it's kind of ironic that I think people assume that if you have this sort of like hair extension vibe going on, that you are very high maintenance. That could not be further from the truth with this. This is the lowest maintenance thing I have ever owned. The other really cool thing about this is that it really alleviates a lot of the damage that you would do from other hair treatments. You know, because my own hair is mostly covered up with the exception of this bit here, right, this kind of side area here, I can go for months without dyeing my hair. I don't ever have to straighten my hair or curl my hair. Now, I never did those things anyway, but I don't have to do those things. I don't have to wash my hair very often. I have extremely greasy hair, as I've mentioned, and when I wear a hair topper, I only have to wash it once a week, you know, which is, I mean, I used to have to wash it twice a day, and now because my hair topper sits on top, I can just let it kind of do its thing. And I feel like that's been contributing a little bit to my hair health, is just not constantly putting shampoo on it. So yeah, I've been really enjoying this. So onto the product itself. What do I think about this? What do I think about this topper? Okay, first things first, I love it. Like I say, I am extremely impressed with the quality. I was so skeptical. I guess I should have mentioned the price here. I actually have I've got the little pricey thing here. So this topper with the custom color, it cost me $595. It's real human hair. It's Remy human hair. I had a 10% off coupon, which took $70 or so off. So I ended up paying $523 for this, okay? So I was bricking it, waiting for this thing to come in the mail. I was absolutely bricking it. I was like, what have I done? You know, it's coming from China. It's going to be this hideous, cheap, sort of like, you know, tacky product. And oh God, what if the reviews are all fake? And I was absolutely bricking it. But I got it and I was extremely impressed. So firstly, let's just talk about the hair quality. The hair quality is amazing. I only have 2 other experiences with extensions. I ordered a set of clip-in extensions from a British company one time, and here's the deal with those extensions. They were very almost freakishly smooth and soft, but then when I washed them, they became really frizzy and tangled and nasty. And I suspect, I don't know, but I suspect that they had coated them with some kind of a silicone or a dimethicone, something like that. And then as soon as I washed that off, the true extensions underneath kind of like showed themselves. And those extensions kind of I actually ended up throwing them out. I wore them like twice. And I have one other extension set here. Now I actually have this with me, so I'm just going to quickly show this to you. This is not what the review is on, but I want to compare. I'm not going to name this company, but this is a halo hair extension. Whoops. And I don't know if the camera is going to pick this up. This is straightened with a straightening iron. Okay, kind of. But what you might be able to, do you see all this frizz? Do you see all this curly frizz? This is immediately after straightening it. There's just this frizz on this, and it feels coarser. It just feels like very different hair. And when I compare it to the hair on the Uniwigs, there's no comparison. There's absolutely no comparison. This hair wins out. It is so soft. One of the things I should mention is that this is air dried, okay? So this is not styled at all. This is not straightened. This is not curled. This is just, I shampooed it, I conditioned it, I hung it up on a hook, and I just left it. And this is what it looks like. It's really nice hair quality. You know, I'm not an expert on hair quality. I'm not seeing, one of the things with the other extensions that I bought was there would be these random, very, very dark, like black, almost like horses' hairs. I'm not saying they put horsehair in their products, but just hairs that for whatever reason just didn't take to the processing and the dye. Now, I don't know where this hair comes from. I don't know whether it comes from Europe or China or India, or I don't know. And I don't know if the quality of this hair is consistent with Uniwigs overall. Again, this is the only product I've ever ordered from them, but personally, I found the hair quality to be amazing. Let's talk about the silk cap construction. Now, I had watched a lot of videos on YouTube about the silk cap, and everyone was just raving about how realistic it was. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say I don't think it's super realistic. Again, I don't know if you can see that. Is that going to focus? It's kind of hard to show on camera, but if I get really close, it's not going to focus. But if you look at it, you can actually see a grid pattern on the silk. Now, it's very small, but it's there. It's clearly some kind of fabric. And obviously, you have to get close. I mean, if you're just kind of looking at someone's head, you're not going to notice it. I would say out of lace, monofilament, and silk top, this looks the most realistic. I'm not going to argue with that. But does it look as realistic as a human scalp? Is it completely indistinguishable? I wouldn't say so. I think there are things you could do. You could put powder on it and maybe that would help. I don't know. It's not super ridiculously realistic, but it's the best there is, I think. I don't have any other silk tops to compare it to. Here's the inside. Now, one thing I should mention about this is that I custom colored this product through Uniwigs, but when it arrived, it was not the right color for me. So I have dyed this myself 3 or 4 times to get the color that I want. I did an ombre at the roots, and then and then the initial color that I dyed it, I was not happy with, so I kind of washed that out and then got another set of dye, and I've box dyed this a couple times, right? So the other thing is this can take a bit of a beating. You know, you can put box dye on it. I was really worried about the silk top being stained, and I kind of watched every video I could find about how to dye a silk top piece, and there wasn't really a whole lot of information. But I forget her name, the really awesome girl that runs Highline Wigs, I think did a video where she mentioned being able to dye pieces after you receive them, and she said it shouldn't affect the silk. So I bit the bullet and I went ahead and I decided to dye it. Now, I will say the silk took a little bit of the dye, and so the silk looks almost like a little bit orange. You can see that there. And underneath on this side, there are areas of the silk top, and you can see like that right there, where it really picked up the dye. Now this isn't visible, so I'm not concerned about this. What I should probably go ahead and do is put some powder here, but if you are thinking about ordering, you know, a topper and dyeing it, just be aware. I dyed it with, I think I dyed it with L'Oreal Feria Power Copper, and then I forget what I used for the top here. It was another Feria, it might have been Ruby something, or I'm not sure. And you know, it dyed a little bit, but nothing crazy. So yeah, as far as the construction goes, I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's really well made. I could not be happier with the quality. So Uniwigs, awesome job. Again, inside you've got this stretchy wefting here. You've got the 4 clips. Oops, I'm trying to keep this in the frame here. If I'm not looking directly at the camera, it's because I'm looking in a mirror so I can actually see what I'm doing. Yeah, it's got the 4 clips, and then again I put this extra clip on here because I didn't want it like lifting up here a lot. So yeah, really impressed with the quality, really impressed with the workmanship. Don't have anything bad to say about the product itself. And again, this is the 18 inches, but there are a few things that I don't like, and I'm going to go over them quickly. Let's see what's on my list here. Okay, now the things that I don't like aren't really Uniwigs' fault. It's more, you know, this is my first time ever ordering a topper and I don't really know what I'm doing. And so let me rephrase this. If I were to order this again, here are things I would do differently, okay? If I were to order a topper again. Okay, I've got a list here, so I'm going to just be looking down. I went with the 150% density because I was really freaked out about the topper being too thin. I had no frame of reference. I didn't know what 130%, which is a standard density for Uniwigs, looked like. I was worried about just being really sparse, so I went with 150. And I think the 150 for me is too thick. Now, my own hair, you can really see, but you know, I don't have like hair loss. It's just that my hair is very thin, and you can see quite a lot of scalp. It's just there's no hair loss, but there's just, you know, it's just not super thick in terms of the amount of hair I have coming out of my head. And when I compare that to, you know, the amount of hair coming up here, it's very different. And that means that if I want to wear the topper like sitting back on my head, it's really noticeable that there is a difference. There is a very distinctive line of demarcation because it's really thick on the topper, and then you see my own hair that's really thin in the front. So I haven't been able to wear it like pushed back an inch. If I had a topper that was 120 or 130% density, I think I could get away with incorporating my own hair into the front. So, but that's not Uniwigs' fault, that's my fault. You know, I'm new at doing this, I didn't know. If I were to do it again, I personally think 150% is too dense. Now, the one upside of having 150% is because this is a smaller base, right? They make bases that are 8, 9, 10 inches. You can fit a lot of hair onto a smaller base, right? Because it's a thicker density. This brings me on to my next point. The next thing that I would do differently if I were to order this again is I would actually order a larger base. Now, the general consensus and the general wisdom with Uniwigs, or just with hair toppers in general, is if you don't have a lot of hair loss, you know, if you don't have giant bald patches back here, you want to go with a small topper and it's really natural and blah, 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 blah. Well, here's the thing that they don't tell you is that when you put this thing on, it's a topper. It's a topper. It's designed to sit on top of your hair. It's not a wig. Your own hair is still going to be showing through underneath, right? And it doesn't take much for the wind to blow for you to see your own hair underneath. And when I put this on in a minute, you know, you'll see that. Whenever it parts and you see your own hair underneath, it is immediately apparent that you're wearing something fake. And I think that having a topper that, let's turn it this way because this might be easier. I think having a topper that went further down, that maybe, you know, had an extra 3 inches or something here, would help with covering the back of your head a little bit, because this topper, when I clip it, if I clip it right at the front, right, it's 6 inches. And so the end of the base of the topper sits right at the crown of my head. And then everything below that is just everything below that is just this hair, right? There's no base. And so basically from right at the top of my head all the way down to the base of my neck, my own hair underneath is fully exposed. And if my own hair is just looking particularly rubbish that day and the wind blows, you're gonna see it. And when I say the wind blows, I mean the teensiest little puff. I'm not talking like gale force storms or anything. So were I to order another hair topper again, I would definitely order a larger base. And that's not something that many people really talk about. A lot of people really want to go for the smaller base, but I think I just need more coverage back here, just to feel more secure. So I don't know if they make them in this size, but if I were to custom order a topper, I would order 6x6 width. The width is fine. And I would order maybe 9 inches lengthways here, right? And combined with the lower density, you know, if I was ordering 130% density, it'd be great because I'd still have essentially the same amount of hair, right? I've got less density, but extra wefts. And so you're going to get the same physical amount of hair practically, but it's going to be spread out over a larger area. And I think that's going to look a lot more natural. And I think that would help me feel a bit more confident. So yeah, cap size for me on this is just a bit too small. You know, it's a personal decision, but for me, it's too small. The other thing, and this is just a thing more about Uniwigs in general, is that if you are ordering one of their toppers, the color range for their toppers is really, really limited. I mean like really limited. Excuse me, I'll take a drink. I think the color options that they offer are like black, 1B dark brown, and platinum blonde. And none of those would have worked for me. You know, I don't want to have to be lifting black up to a color that's light enough for me to be able to custom dye it copper. And conversely, I don't want to have a platinum blonde piece that I'm going to turn copper, because that's just so over processed and it's brittle and it's going to break and it's not going to last as long. And there's really nothing in between those two ends of the spectrum with these Uniwigs products. It's just you either have like a black piece or you have like a super blonde, brassy platinum piece. And I wish that they had in their standard, you know, just buy it and we'll ship it straight away kind of line for their toppers, more of a kind of a caramel, maybe a rooted caramel ombre, something like that, where you could easily take some box dye and apply it over the top, and it would be light enough that it would dye, but it would be dark enough that the hair wasn't ridiculously over processed, you know, because this color here, you know, there's no way I could have done this to black hair. And I think if I'd done it to platinum hair, it just would have been too porous and it would have really not done a whole lot for the quality of the hairpiece. So, you know, I had to go with a custom color and it's a little frustrating. And then lastly, the one more thing that I don't like about this, and this is kind of a minor thing, maybe this isn't going to show up on camera. I'm going to try. Let's have a look here. Oh, hang on. I can get close enough here. I doubt that's going to show up because it's focusing on me here. Yeah. Okay. So right here, you can't really see probably, but right where my fingernail is, there is some black stitching, and the black stitching is designed to hold the two pieces of the silk together. Now, the way that a silk topper works is you've got a piece of silk that has the hair like sewn through and knotted, and then you have a second piece of silk at the bottom, and that sandwiches the two together, which is why silk tops can often be a bit heavier than lace or monofilament. But that silk has to be sewn up, right? And so they have stitched right at the very edge some black stitching right along the edge there. And if you had a dark brown or a black piece, that would work great. But if you have a copper piece, it's kind of visible, and God only knows if you have a blonde piece. I mean, I don't know if they use a different color thread for that, I don't know, but it's a really minor thing and it's not super noticeable. I don't think most people are staring at your hairline that closely, but you know, when it's your own hair, you do tend to kind of worry about that kind of thing. So anyway, those are the things that I don't like about it. The way that I would get around that next time, honestly, and I've thought a lot about this, is I would order this with a fringe, right? I would order this with bangs. And Uniwigs actually do have this exact topper, the amber, in a version with bangs. And because I've been terrified to get bangs cut into this, it's like a $600 item, and I'm terrified of taking it to a hairdresser and having them F it up. So I haven't taken it to get bangs put in, but if you had bangs put in, you wouldn't have to worry about blending your bio hair, you wouldn't have to worry about the edge of the topper being visible, none of that. You know, you could just completely avoid all of that, and then it would truly be clip on and go, right? So yeah, if I were to order a topper next time, I would definitely consider getting bangs. You know, it's fun to switch up your look, and if you're really pushed for time, you could just clip it on and go. You don't have to worry about doing any kind of styling to it. Okay, so I'm gonna put it on. Now again, I don't really, it's kind of hard to do this without like a full-size mirror in a bathroom or something, but we're gonna try. Okay, so what I do is I comb my own hair back, kind of tuck it behind my ears. Let's undo all these clips here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it's really hard with that mirror. That's big enough, but okay, we're gonna try. So I'm just gonna look over here so I can see what I'm doing. 1 minute. Okay, so I'm gonna clip that there. Get the second clip right. Where is it? Where is it hiding? God, this is so much harder to do when you're on a camera. Right here. Okay, and then the third one, I separate the front there, and then I'm going to pull this back so it stretches a little bit, and I'm going to clip those two back there. Okay, and now I've just put this on, and I would not wear it like this. I think it looks quite wiggy. It looks like, you know, like a costume wig, but the way that I make this work, again, I'm just looking over here so I can kind of see what I'm doing. The way that I find a topper works best is if you have some of your own hair showing, so that it kind of fools people into thinking that it's your own hair. And the best way I find to do that is to have this hair here showing. And so what I will do, see if I can get in a little closer here so you can see. I will like comb this back like this, and I'll always have one side usually like pulled over like that, something like that. Or I'll have it just, you know, clipped with a clip. I don't have a clip on me right now, but you know, something to just kind of keep it back. And then on this side here, what I will do is I will kind of take one piece of hair and kind of tuck it beneath like that, so that it's not in my face so much. And then that gives me long hair. Look how easy that was. That was like so easy. Now, so this is what it looks like just clipped in. I haven't done anything. I haven't pulled up my own bio hair. I've just clipped it on, and this is how it looks. Now see if I can turn around and show you the back. I don't know if this is gonna work. I'm just gonna pick up a mirror so I can see. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, you see that there? I don't know if that's showing up. I don't know if I'm even in frame, but that's the back. Now, if I was like taking a photo of myself, which I don't do, by the way, I've taken, I think 3 selfies in the past year, and one of them was for this YouTube channel. I think it looks great. I don't wear this out like this, and the reason I don't wear this out like this is because my own hair is too short. So here's my own hair underneath, and it shows, right? My own hair it's weird. I always thought my hair was straight, but you know, I'm realizing it actually has kind of a kink to it. You can see that. You know, the topper hair comes down to here, and then my own hair, you know, comes down to like here right now. And so it just doesn't work. It doesn't blend. If I turn around again, just to show you the back, you'll see what I'm talking about. Again, if just one tiny breeze blows, it's going to be really obvious. I'll turn around here. Let's check I'm in frame. Okay, hopefully I'm in frame. It's really hard to see this. Oh, okay, yep, okay. So this is what it looks like, and you're like, oh, that's nice enough. But if I lift this up here, you can see that. That's all my own hair, right? And it's very easy just to kind of part the topper and to see your own hair sticking out underneath. So, and that's not Uniwigs' fault. I'm not, you know, their product isn't supposed to be a wig, it's a topper. It's supposed to sit on top of your hair, and ideally your hair would be the same length as the topper. That's kind of the whole point of a topper. I'm growing my hair out, and so I didn't want to order something the same length as my hair because my hair would then become longer than the topper, and then I'd have to get rid of the topper, and so I wanted something I could literally grow into, literally. So I'm still working out really how to make this work with the hair down, and I've actually got a plan that I'm going to be implementing over the next month or two. I would say next 2 months. But here's how I wear it in the meantime. Now, I don't have a hair tie, so I'm just going to have to kind of fake tie it up here. But what I usually do, and I wear this for work mostly, so I don't have to have my hair up, but I work in healthcare, so it's better to have your hair up. What I will do is I will put it in a low messy bun. So I'll just kind of put it around like that. Let me turn around and see if you can see this. Excuse me. I don't know if that's showing up at all, but just kind of like a, you know, a low messy bun with like a scrunchie. I'll do it with a butterfly clip sometimes, you know, same thing, just kind of. And the fact that your own hair is really short when it's up like this in a messy bun is completely, you can't tell. The other really cool thing about a topper, and I haven't done this yet, but I exercise a lot. I'm a very outdoorsy person, is you can also put it up into now you need to style it a bit more than this. It's not going to work with me just using my fingers, but you can also put it up into now again, I would need to comb it and blend this front bit a little bit, but if you can see from the side here, now my own hair is too short to really blend with this, but you can see that it's possible. Your own hair underneath just blends with it, and so, you know, whereas with a wig it's quite difficult to do that. With a topper it's really easy. So the only time that I've been wearing this, the only style I've been wearing this in, I should say, is up. There's one more way that I wear it. One thing I should have mentioned about the topper is the one thing that I don't like about it that I haven't already mentioned is that because it's not a wig, it's not kind of sitting on your head with elastic straps holding it tightly in place, right? It's just clipped on top. And so if you do this, it can lift up a little bit, even with this front clip. And I sometimes get a little bit paranoid about that. I mean, it's not like the wind is going to lift it, but sometimes I worry about if I pull a hat off, whether people are going to see the topper kind of slide a little bit. But it's never happened, but it's just one of those things I'm paranoid about. I do worry about this bit here sometimes kind of showing, but no one's said anything yet. One thing I should mention is that not a single person has asked if my hair is fake. Not a single person. I get asked a lot if it's my natural colour, and that's, I think, just because I'm red. It's red, right? And a lot of people, I get asked if I'm from Ireland a lot. but no one. So if you're worried about, you know, going out in public and what people think, don't be. These things look so natural. So this is the other way that I sometimes wear it. If I'm feeling a little bit insecure, now I often wear it like this for work, just to make sure that I keep the hair out of my face, is you can wear it with a headband. And one of these stretchy headbands works really well. Okay, and you just kind of put it up like this. Now, this isn't a look that everyone obviously is going to like be a fan of. Sometimes I feel a bit like a, you know, like no shade to anyone, but kind of a bit like a, you know, Amish fashion or something. But you know, for working in healthcare, oh my God, this thing holds it in place. I can, you know, it is not moving with this hairband on. So if you're worried about, you know, your topper, you know, moving or something, start off wearing it with a hairband that clamps it in place, you know, and it also keeps it out of your face. It lets you kind of forget about it more, and you can just kind of get used to it. So, yeah, that's it. That's my review. I want to talk a little bit, just to end this video, about my experience. I'm going to take this off now because I'm not at work. About my experience of ordering through Uniwigs, because there were some hiccups. And this comes again back to, were I to do this again, you know, were I to order again, I would know a couple things and I would do a couple things differently. So let me just turn the page, because I did make a couple notes here about this. Okay. I would refer to my phone, but my phone is filming. So, so when you go to the Uniwigs website, they have a live chat, and their live chat is fantastic. It's manned by a real human. It's not manned by a bot. And you put in, you know, your question, and somebody immediately comes up and answers, and they're very helpful. They're very knowledgeable. I was inquiring obviously about a custom color for a topper. I already knew what I wanted. I knew the density. I knew the length I wanted. You know, I knew that, you know, I knew it was going to be the amber. I knew it was going to be 18 inches. I knew it was going to be, you know, this, that, and the other. So I emailed them and I said, you know, can you give me a quote? And they said, send us a photo or some photos of the color that you want for this custom color. And I emailed them some photo attachments. I found a really cool like wig or something on Etsy that was the exact color that I wanted. I mean, it was the exact color that I wanted. And so I emailed those over to Uniwigs, and they emailed me back the next day and they said, yep, we can do that. And they quoted me $595. So the original price of the topper, I forget. I want to say it was probably around, for the amber, right? For the amber 18 inch, 130% density, I think it was around $400 on the Uniwig website. I upgraded to 150% density, which I think added like $50 extra, something like that. And then I, you know, requested this custom color. And I don't know exactly how much the custom color added onto that, but I would guess about $150 maybe for the extra custom color. Now, don't quote me on that, I could be wrong. The problem here is that on my invoice, how should I put it? I don't have like the breakdown, it just says custom order, right? That's what I was trying to say. But I think custom coloring is about $150 is a rough estimation, certainly for this color. So I placed my order. I'm going to refer to my notes here because this is where it gets kind of, I placed my order on July 7th, 2018, okay? And Uniwigs, I think they state that it typically takes around something like 6 weeks for the order to be made to be shipped out. And so, yeah, I placed the order July 7th, okay? Now, July 23rd, so basically like 2 weeks later, I received a color sample in the mail. Now, it was a manila envelope, it said Uniwigs on it. I opened it up and there was a little, in a little cellophane wrapper, there was a little, you know, strand of hair, like a little clump of hair with a elastic band around it. No paperwork, no note, no nothing. Just a little hair sample that was dyed the color I'd requested. And I looked at it and I thought, great, cool, awesome, okay, wonderful, can't wait to receive it. Well, 6 weeks came and went, and I hadn't heard anything. You know, 8 weeks came and went, I hadn't heard anything, and then 10 weeks came and went, and I emailed finally on, like I was trying to be patient. You know, I realized that it's coming from China. They have to custom make it. They have to hand sew it. It's not like, you know, just ordering a pizza. So I emailed them about the status of my order on the 4th of October. So I placed the order the 7th of July. I emailed them on the 4th of October and I said, what's up with my order? I haven't received it. What's going on? And they emailed back and they said, oh yeah, we mailed you a custom color sample. Is that what you wanted? I was like, oh my God. I said, there was nothing in the envelope that said I had to contact you about this. Like, I just received the custom color sample, thought everything was good. And I kind of ripped them a new one. I was like, you know, you didn't tell me I was supposed to contact you about this. There was no note saying, here's the process. There was nothing on the website about, you know, here's the process for a custom color order through Uniwigs. This is what you have to do. This is what to expect. We're going to send you this in the mail, and then your job is to do this and contact us and let us know if it's okay. And there was none of that. And so, you know, it's already 3 months after I've ordered this thing and they haven't even started making it because they're waiting for me to get back to them about the color, even though they didn't tell me to get back to them about the color. And I was just like, you know, I know, first world problem, I know, but it really, it was very frustrating. And I had actually ordered this piece with the intention of wearing it to an event in September, and September came and went, and, you know, so it was very frustrating. So I emailed them and they were like, oh, you know, okay, we'll get right on it. And they actually did. I emailed on the 4th and they shipped it out on the 14th of October. So, and then it took, God, however long it takes to ship out. So the point I want to make with this is that it took 13 weeks between me placing the order and the order being shipped. And I think for a product that is $600, I don't think that's acceptable. And it was just due to communication breakdown. I think that, you know, granted, I didn't reply, but there was nothing to reply to. There was no note saying, here's your color sample. You need to email us and let us know if this is okay, or if not, what you want to change. There was none of that. It was just a piece of hair in an envelope. And so the reason I bring all this up is if you decide to get a custom color, and chances are, unless you're platinum blonde or black or very dark brown in terms of hair color, you're going to be getting a custom color, you know, make sure that you communicate with Uniwigs throughout the process, because otherwise you're going to be ending up waiting months to get your product. The other thing that was kind of frustrating is Uniwigs always have these sales going on. They seem to be permanently having a sale. If you sign up for their email, you know, put a junk email account address in, sign up for their email, and you'll get endless coupon codes for 20% off, 15% off. Now, this may have changed since the 18 months that I ordered, but those coupon codes do not apply to custom color items. And I was so mad. I was like, this is a $600 item. You know, send me emails every day saying you can get 20% off, get 20% off. And they would not let me apply a 20% off coupon to this product. And I was really mad. They did allow me to use a 10% coupon, but that was the maximum they would allow me to use. And I was just like, oh, for God's sakes. One more thing about the ordering process, and this is actually kind of cool more than annoying, but by the time I emailed them, now I don't remember the name of this holiday. I'm actually blanking on it. If I had my phone, I would look it up. When I emailed them to find out what was going on with this topper and why I hadn't received it, they said, oh yeah, we'll get right on it. We'll get it finished and we'll mail it out to you. And then they emailed me to say that they were going to mail it out, but it turns out, I didn't know this was a thing, so this was really exciting to learn. In China, I don't know if, I'm going to say all, but it might be not all, but almost all, okay, of the factory workers get like a 2-week holiday. And it's like a national holiday, but it's a 2-week holiday, and the factories all shut down for 2 weeks. And all of the workers from the factories get to go back home to their villages in rural China for 2 weeks to see their families. And it's usually the only time of the year that they really get to go back and see their families. And so they emailed me and they were like, yeah, you know, we're almost done, but yeah, you know, it's right in the middle of this holiday, and so there might be a delay with shipping. And I was so frustrated at this point with everything, but I wasn't going to be mad about that, because come on, you know, what kind of an asshole do you have to be mad about, you know, factory workers actually taking a holiday for once? So anyway, this is long and rambling, but this is my review of this product. So to sum up, would I purchase this again? Yes. I highly recommend Uniwigs. I think that their products are so well made. so pretty, so the workmanship is great, the quality of the hair is great. You know, the issues that I have with this topper are not so much issues with the quality of the product. I think it's all about managing your expectations. You know, you have to be realistic about what a topper, any topper from any company is going to be able to do for you. You know, it's not a wig, it's not going to cover everything. You're going to have your own hair showing underneath. And that's not Uniwigs' fault. That's just how toppers work. And so there's some stuff that I'm going to need to do to really be able to incorporate my own hair into this topper a lot better. And that's going to be for another video. I'm looking into Japanese hair straightening, and I'm looking into getting tape-in extensions. And then between those two things, I think I'll have some really pretty hair. But yes, I think this is a great product. I would highly recommend ordering from the company. You know, really the only quibbles I had were just with the ordering process. And again, this video hopefully will help you if you are deciding to order through them. So yeah, hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.